Okay, so I got in a minor argument with somebody that was born in the 60s, raised in the 70s. They seen my videos about the 80s and the 90s, and they was like, Josh, the 70s was the best decade. I was like, you gotta explain to me why, because to my opinion, it was nothing like the 80s. 5 reasons there will never be a decade like the 70s. 5. Number 1, this is the only decade where men were praised for being Mac daddies. In 2021, if you tell a woman you a Mac, or you a player, or you debonair, or you smooth, you are banished to the F-boy zone. They gonna claim you are nothing but a liar, a dog, and a cheat. In the 80s, if you was a player, you was smooth, then you was a criminal. You was sneaky. The 90s, there was no players. In the 70s, if you wanted a woman to want you, you had to have game like a checkerboard, game like EA Sports. In the 70s, if the other ladies ain't want you, no woman wanted you. The women wanted they man to be the Mac. They wanted to be with the man that everybody else wanted because that signified excellence. The 70s were the decade of the true players from the Himalayas. Number 2, people used to get together and do drugs with no judgment. Facts. The 80s took cocaine and turned it into crack, and that was terrible. Nowadays, people are putting every drug you can name together and calling it fun. That's dangerous. In the 70s, you can get together and you can roll your joints with white Bible paper. You can do your cocaine on the table and nobody judge you. If you walked into a party and somebody just had some, all you did was, hey bro, you got some on your nose and you went about your business. Nowadays, if somebody find out you smoke weed or you do some cocaine, okay, not weed, but if you do some cocaine or something like that, you are a complete junkie. You're a complete failure. You can't tell nobody nothing about nothing. In the 70s, the college professors and the peace sign people did coke, they smoked marijuana, and they made love. Number 3, you were able to wear what you wanted to wear. The one thing I hate the most about this generation, if I wore it on Instagram, I can't wear it no more because the world has seen it and it feel like I'm repeating outfits. In the 70s, when the men wore their bell bottoms and they little taco meat chest had showed, when the woman had on their bell bottom jeans, high-waisted, and their boobs was pushed uphill, you can wear what you want to wear without no judgment. My mama told me that you can go to the store with your shower cap and your bathrobe on and nobody will say nothing because nobody cared about what you wore because they cared about your character. It wasn't what you wore, it was what was wearing you. Is that scent in that moo-moo, or is that scent in them high-waisted bell bottoms with them clogs on, or is that scent with nothing? Mom, please don't tell me they caught you in the streets with nothing on. Mom. Number 4, unity. This was probably the first and last decade where everybody really tried to get along. In the 70s, peace was the symbol for the world. It was about weed smoke. It was about making love. It was about interracial dating. It was about going from the bush to the all shave. It was about peace. Everybody just wanted to get along. They wanted to listen to the same music. They wanted to snort the same cocaine. They wanted to run for the same offices. People were really trying to make this thing work. Then the 80s happened, and Bright Clothes, and Rick James, and Eddie Murphy, and Coming to America, and stuff started to change. And that's when they really discovered like 10 inches and stuff. And then stuff just, they ain't go back to normal. That's where that come from. Once you go black, you'll never go. That's where that comes from. And number 5, it was the decade of let's go outside. In today's society where everybody wants to be inside somewhere so we can use our camera phones and we want to be inside of a building, we have to be at a location. The 70s turned wherever it was into Party Central. Literally dancing in the streets. If you was outside in the streets and somebody came down and that song played on the radio, it went from that to a party with no problem. Some of the biggest concerts in the history of mankind was held outside because people were trying to jam, people were trying to get along, nobody was trying to beef. You can find somebody doing cocaine over here, somebody smoking weed over here, somebody having sex. You know what? Now that I think about it, the 70s was really about cocaine, sex, and peace. I don't know if we can ever find a better decade than the 70s. Hold on, let me go to this time machine. Give me 1 second. I just came back from the 70s. I probably got like 9 babies on the way and stuff. I don't know why my nose itching. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna holler at y'all in a minute. Thank y'all for y'all support.